What's up, boys? We're back with some more zombie survivors. I am in the middle of a run, so we're taking the laser here because I have an item that reduces my ability cooldowns based on weapon crits, and this one attacks very fast. So I was just grinding some meta progression and stacking some money and XP and specialization and all, but the run's actually turning out to be pretty cool, so I guess we'll do a bit of a video on it partway through. So I'm doing a full turret defense build. I've got the engineer for electric turrets, and we've also evolved them into a bit of a freezing turret. Unfortunately, they do have a tiny radius now, but we're stacking cooldown reduction on this guy because he has this EMP grenade support evolution that reduces the cooldown of another ability whenever it explodes. So you kind of get some extra scaling for that. Then we've got the SWAT for the gun turrets, and we've also got the Pyro because the evolution for his Molotov cocktail basically turns them into a fire turret. You can see they're like spraying fire all around now with that little circle area. Let's get some ability crit chance here, put that on the engineer since he's kind of my focal points for the builds. Let's keep pumping up the laser to get that finished off. And then the item that goes with that is this one. Weapon critical hits have a 50% chance to reduce all of your ability cooldowns. Bit of a cooldown on the effect itself, but still very useful at getting a lot of abilities out when you have some rapid attacking weapons like all three of these guys can get. The laser is just constantly hitting now. I have the assault rifle fully done for the SWATs with a bit of ricochet chance, and then we can eventually get the flamethrower over here, which also attacks very quickly in an AoE. I do need to get some more ability area because those electric turrets are just so small with the penalty from that evolution. Don't think we want any of these, so we have 8 items, so I may as well just skip. I'm not sure if there's any other items that I want. I actually have some pretty good ones now. A lot of cooldown reduction stuff, and then some decent ability stats. And I'm farming an absolute ton of meta progression right now with all the cash and stuff. We're at 168% cash, 230% XP, and some decent pickup range as well. Like I said, this was just supposed to be a farming run to get some more meta progression unlocked, to unlock all their talents and all. These are okay. Probably grab the fire axe so that we can get the flamethrower going eventually. There's a synergy with the Pyro and the SWATs where the helicopter will leave fire trails behind, but I just don't really have the specialization points to grab everything yet. So unfortunately couldn't grab that for the run. Doing endless mode so I can keep scaling up until the enemies become so fast that they just blast me. The giant energy dome was evolved into a freezing evolution as well, so that adds some extra slowing to it, which is pretty nice. I think we can have it up basically constantly now. I actually don't mind getting some attack speed for the cooldown reduction thing. Oh, pickup range increases my area with one of my items. I definitely want that to get the turrets back up a bit. And to hit the entire screen with my energy dome. Ability duration is pretty nice. These are all survivor specific, so yeah. Basically the same. Yeah, I think engineer. Both the turrets and the energy dome scale with that. Although I'm not sure if there's anything else. We'll take a fire axe level here, I think. I don't think I want any of these. That actually would have been good early on, tripling the chance of higher quality upgrades on the military trainings. But I think I'm just gonna stay with what I have here. So it looks like every stack of cash on the ground is like over 600 now. And we're still scaling that up a little bit from something, I think. Ability stats are okay. Probably take the fire axe still. Blowtorch, that will attack a lot faster than the axe, and it's also fire-based. So yeah, I guess if you want to grind out some meta progression, this is a pretty decent build. We took, I think, the SWAT's badge for extra XP and money. And then there was someone else, it might have been the medic, who gives extra specialization and luck, or maybe luck and XP. I don't know, something like that. Grab some more blowtorch. Looks like we're almost at the point of getting overwhelmed. Getting a bit hard to avoid everything. Do have a lot of crowd control though. Weapon attack speed on the pyro. Probably take the blowtorch again. Oh, there is actually one item that would have been extremely good here. Ooh, a nice ability cooldown to put on the engineer again. There's an item where, like, when you skip stuff... let's take the blowtorch or pickup. Let's get a bit more area from that. Bleeding, no. Weapon cooldown, no. Skip those. There's an item that gives you permanent XP and cash multipliers, and then every once in a while it will also give you a military training, which is the big sort of higher modifier passives based on the number of times you skip stuff. And since I'm skipping a bunch of item chests right now, that would be extremely good for a farming build like this. Probably best in slot actually, but I haven't seen it at all this run. I'll hover over that on the item screen at the end if I can remember. Let's go, more blowtorch here. I took the chemical trail on the pyro instead of the infinite fire dash, since we have such heavy ability cooldown based stuff. 2 different items for it, and we're kind of getting trapped now. And then also some of the engineer stuff, so I feel like we're going to have that up permanently anyways, so the chemical will just do a bit of extra damage for that one. And then with so many electric tags, we have a very high chance to apply Electrify to stun them, and occasionally do a little bit of extra damage as well. And the Engineer's Freezing Dome, so that has the freezing tag, and then the electric cooling turrets also have the freezing tag. So both of those status effects give us a bit of extra crowd control, but it looks like it's not going to be enough fairly soon. It's getting so hard to avoid stuff now. Ooh, money. Let's see, there's a flamethrower that'll give us a lot of extra hits and more burning stuff. So I think with all three of these very fast hitting weapons, we're probably hitting the cap on that cooldown reduction item. Even with like only 20% crit chance, we just hit so quickly. Probably more flamethrower. I am completely surrounded. Legendary ability crit damage. Works on one survivor, but that's still pretty solid. Toss that on the engineer. Nope. If we can pull them through the helicopter trail like that, that's actually a decent damage boost. But it's just getting so hard to move now. It would be a lot better if we had the pyro synergy for that. Let's grab a bit more pickup range for the ability area, and then that's pyro, which isn't terrible, but probably gonna take the flamethrower here. I just have to like hope that I have enough AoE damage now to kill the enemies as I'm running through them, because we're just completely swarmed now. I don't think I like the freezing turrets, they're just so small. They were like 4 times the size of that before I took the evolution for them, but it is really hard to hit with them now. Forget what the other evolution does, it might have been a taunt effect, but I think just leaving them at a very high area would have been preferable anyways. Movement speed, we have that thing, but 2 is just so small. Probably taking the flamethrower level. Couldn't have sent an SOS signal while I was right there. More pickup, I think. Nope. I I seem to be running out of damage now. That gives the stats to everyone, I think, for the item we have that goes with that. Where are the items? Huh. But that's probably better than 2.5% for just one person, and yeah, there's just nowhere to move now. Didn't have enough damage. But we were mainly farming meta progression, and I think I did pretty well there. Let's see, 4.4 on the helicopter strike, 3.8 million on the automatic turret. The assault rifle actually did a lot, considering I was only using that for the cooldown reduction. Over here, the cocktail did about 5 million. Pretty nice for our little fire turret evolution, excuse me. Engineer, we had 7.5 million on electrocution. That's some pretty big damage there. I had the evolution for that added a fire effect to it to synergize a bit with the pyro. And then 4.2 million and 3.5 million on the electric turrets. The grenade was only 500,000, but we were using that to reduce the cooldown of everything. And the items we had here, ability area based on pickup range. Damage is increased by 20% for each status effect, and I think we had 4 or 5 there. So huge damage with that one. 15% chance for ability cooldown to be reduced by half. Magnet power-up grants ability cooldown reduction and then extra pickup range to go with the wrench. Critical hits reduce ability cooldowns with weapons, plus 2 to all tags for a little bit of extra scaling on these. Mainly the electrify and fire, but a bit of kinetic and slashing as well, and explosive. And then we had this one just to farm more cash and XP, 21% and 35% for those, but if you're doing a serious run, you can get much better combat stats than that. And the compass, probably my favorite item in the game. A bunch of damage, area, and duration based on movement speed. So we got a bunch of levels for the SWAT and some decent ones for the other guys. Bunch of farming. And then let me see if I can find the best in slot item for farming real quick. Where was it? I don't remember. It's every time you skip something, you gain points towards something. No, that's the gem I had there. Where? Oh, there it is. So if you skip like an item chest or a military training, you gain 5 points, which is 2.5% permanent XP, 1% permanent cash every time. And then every 2 of the big skips, you get a free military training. You only get 1 point for basic level ups, but you probably wouldn't be skipping those. I think just the chests and maybe some bad choices for the military training. But if you get that early, you can still ramp up a ton of XP and cash to farm a lot. And then we didn't even have most of the SWAT stuff unlocked. Oh man, some turret evolutions, that would have been sick. And we don't really have the points to get the abilities up. So I was using this badge for some extra cash and specialization. And then I think over here for extra XP modifier and luck. And then using those two to try and just farm as much as possible. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.